Hi, everybody. Welcome to Vikings Live Draft Preview. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dawn Mitchell, joined, of course, by Ahmad Hicks. Welcome to the Vikings family.
Glad to be here.
We have Paul Allen and Ben Lieber, and we are getting you set for Thursday's draft. Lots to talk about. So let's take a quick look right now at where things stand for the Vikings at this moment when it comes to the picks. Now, they were 24th, right? We all know how they got to 23rd overall. So now we have 5 picks in all, and I just want to go rapid fire. We did this in the teaser for the break. Just rapid fire, trade or stay when you look at this right now.
I'm going to say stay.
Yeah.
Trade.
I think they end up staying.
You think they end up staying?
Although I want the second round pick. Like I want that. That's a glaring hole right there.
It is.
There's a lot of depth in a lot of other positions.
But you got T.J. Hawkinson to fill that hole.
I know, but we need. There's the quality depth at cornerback.
No doubt.
You could get in the second round. All of those things that we're probably going to get into. We have a glaring hole in the second round. I think they want to get back in the second round. So if it is a trade, we might get a second round pick.
All right,
Yep.
so when it comes to these glaring holes, first let's talk about the improvements that they did make in this offseason. We said goodbye to a lot of players. We're not going to get into those that we said goodbye. This is a new team. We're going to start first on defense. Ben, let me start with you. When you look at defense, the best improvement / acquisition that you would say in this offseason for the team?
I know everybody is going to look at players in the situation, how this player can make our defense better. I went with Brian Flores. I think that he is, hands down, the #1 best acquisition that we could have made defensively for this team. If everything else is equal, it's the same exact players that we had from last year. I think that this defense is markedly better. You have a guy that has an incredible reputation. He's done it at a high level, running a 3-4 defense, running this hybrid sub package in which he's going to be very aggressive. You're going to see lots of different fronts, lots of guys at the line of scrimmage, lots of guys bluffing, disguising. We're going to see Harrison Smith back to the old mold under Mike Zimmer, where he's, top of the defense 1 second, all the way down at the line of scrimmage the next second, going back and forth in his yo-yo motion to disguise quarterbacks. This is the type of defense that we have really thrived in. He's going to take it to the next level. I think adding Brian Flores is the best thing to happen to this defense this whole
Sounds like you want to play for him.
Yeah, I'm about to say, do you want to go out there and go suit up for him?
I would love to play. I mean, he's the mentality that he has this mentality that we're going to go in there and we're going to kick your A every single Sunday. Like as a defense, you need to be intimidating. You need to be going out there with an attitude.
Right.
We lacked an attitude last year, and he's going to bring it back.
All right, Paul, defensively, what do you like the best that they've done in this offseason?
Well, Lieber's answer is the overarching correct answer. I mean, he's
As
right.
always.
I went with a player, and I knew I had that option, so well done with that, and I agree with them. Dean Lowry is a player who, when he played for Green Bay, there would be games against the Vikings you get ready for. Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, Kenny Clark, Clinton Dix, Jair Alexander, Blake Martinez, whomever. And Dean Lowry would steal the show. And I would leave those games with Dean Lowry and Tyler Lancaster saying, wow, I called him the most underrated player in the NFL for like 2 years. So I know he's full of effort, full of desire. They need help at the defensive end spot, I think. They need a depth. So I love Dean Lowry.
And he needs like a commercial, like Lowry Spice or something, right? A little salty, like mix it up, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's all
Different spelling.
right. Different spelling. Same thing.
Same feel, though.
Ahmad, you have your own thoughts on that.
Yeah, here's my thing. I'm sticking with the defensive train that the guys are on right now, and I think the biggest offseason acquisition was Byron Murphy at the cornerback position, because when you talk about the NFC North, you're talking about the Jamison Williams with the Detroit Lions that they're going to be going up against, the Christian Watsons with the Packers, and then DJ Moore with the Bears. These are really big home run hitters for these teams, and you need somebody that's going to stop them, and you need somebody that's going to say, hey, you're man to man, we're not worried about you, the other 10 guys will focus on stopping the run, you go shut down that receiver. And that's what the Vikings need. That's what they lacked a little bit last year. Patrick Peterson is gone, so you have a huge void to fill, and none of the guys behind him played significant minutes because they were all injured. And the guys who did play, Duke Shelley, he's gone. Cam Dantzler, hurt all year, he's gone. So they need somebody to step in and play big at the cornerback position, and I think Byron Murphy is that guy this year, or at least the biggest offseason acquisition outside of Coach Flores.
Yeah, I also want to add, too, the fact that Harrison Smith is back, and you brought this up, Ben, right? Harry can be the Harry of old, even, let's not give him an age right now, but he can be back to what he's doing under Brian Flores, and I think that that's kind of like a little cog in the wheel to keep this whole thing going as well. You get him back, that was key.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that, this is going to be a defense that he's going to thrive in. They need a quarterback of the defense, and I think Harrison Smith is going to find a little bit of a fountain of youth with Brian Flores. And Ahmad, to what you're saying, adding Murphy, he comes in with this pedigree of playing good man-to-man defense, and that's what Flores wants to do. We're going to be in your face at the line of scrimmage. We need physical guys up front that are not going to take anything from these wide receivers. I like his mentality, if anything else, that he brings to his defense as well.
Harrison Smith absolutely is one of the smartest football players in all my years calling Vikings football I've met. And he's scholarly on and off the field, but with diagnosing plays, Harrison craves challenges. So I don't know where his mind was or where he completely is with this is where I am in my career. I got this money, I've done this, and everything with the ancillary. But I think he looked at what Brian Flores has, and I think he said, winter optionals. So he's really, really energized about this. That excites me.
All right, so offensively, we're going to start with you, Ahmad. I mean, we've heard so much about, all right, goodbye, Adam Thielen and whatnot. Offensively, what do you like that this team has done to take away maybe some of the needs that we have in draft?
I don't think they've done enough. If I'm being completely honest with you guys, I don't think the Vikings offense has done enough. But when you look at the Vikings offense last year, did they need to do much? Maybe they just need to go out and go get another wide receiver to complement Justin Jefferson. So I do like the signing of Garrett Bradbury, kind of shoring up that offensive line. Because if we all can agree, I'm sure if Kirk Cousins has time, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. If he has time. If he doesn't, that's another story. So I think Garrett Bradbury was huge. Another guy that we probably won't talk about much, Justin Jefferson getting that fifth-year option picked up, but Dalvin Cook. Does he stay or does he go? I think this is a guy who has a really big key in the offense, and if he's not there, then we're talking about, well, can Alexander Mattison carry the load for an entire season? So I still like to see some improvements on offense. I think they're okay because this offense was really, really good last year, but I think if they want to take that step and get over the hump, they probably need another wide receiver in this draft.
And Kevin O'Connell said, hey, we could keep both Dalvin Cook and Alexander Mattison because they're two different kind of style running backs. So if he stays, that's just a feather in the cap. Exactly. Offensively for you, PA.
Well, the Cook conversation that is prevalent, and I can understand whatever you read and or hear from the outside. So that's going to play itself out, and with the draft there could be trades. This Alabama running back Jahmyr Gibbs, if they were to like wide receiver or running back or something like that, I mean this guy's so fast and he's so twitchy, and it's in a conversation with Bijan Robinson just dominating it. You put a little time into this guy and he's pretty good, but he's diminutive. What I'm getting at is the offense is the identity of the team. The head coach calls the plays. He'll call them, I'm sure, better than he did last year. Did a great job last year. So amassing weapons with what already is good and making it better, I'm a fan of that too, if they do that.
Do you like it, Ben? What do you like what they've done?
Well, I like, it's kind of weird to say that I'm really excited for this blocking tight end and Josh Oliver. I mean, we're kind of picking up an athletic tackle and another big offensive lineman. But the thing about it to me is it signifies a shift, very possibly, in the way the offense is going to look this year. We may see a lot more two tight end sets. We call that 12 personnel with one running back in there. And if we want, we get CJ Ham back. He's a huge part of the special teams in this offense as well. They did not give up on the idea of a fullback. So that tells me we could go even bigger personnel with 22 personnel with two running backs in there and two tight ends. I think that we're going to play a little bit more smash mouth football. We're going to play a little bit more true play action football. And so that to me is telling everybody, get your big boy pads on when you play our offense. Yeah. We're not just going to throw the ball down the field all the time and wait for Justin Jefferson to get open and we're going to sling it 70% of the time. No, I think we're going to find a little bit more balance, and when we find that balance, we're going to hit you in the face.
So that brings up a good thing, the tight ends, right? If they're big, do we really need another wide receiver to take that place? Is it KJ Osborne, or are we just going to push it more to the tight ends? Do you think they need another wide receiver?
But I think size with drafting a wide receiver is where my radar's going. And this is not like KJ Osborne, Jalen Reagor, Brandon Powell, Jalen Naylor. It's not like they're like that big. But and Justin's tall and slender, but he's not. I'm thinking Hakeem Nicks from back in the North Carolina days. Somebody big like that to move the chains.
Like an A.J. Brown type of deal.
Boom. So that's kind of how I think about wide receiver. What about you?
Yeah, I can see that. I think that's why a lot of these draft people looked at Quentin Johnston, the receiver at TCU. They're like, oh, well, maybe this Vikings offense needs a big body guy like that. I could also see from the same standpoint, if this offense is going to be a little bit more play action, a little bit more get the ball out, let guys make plays in space, I'd be fine if we picked up,
not at 23.
No, not at 23.
Not at 23.
In general.
I'm just saying in general, as we look at the draft in totality, like I could see, a third, fourth round pick going after one of these, very quick, elusive type of wide receivers that you get the ball in their hands, they become almost a pseudo running back. I can see them going that route as well.
All right, well, we are just setting the table to get all that juices salivating, right? Because now we're going to talk about who you like best in the draft. We're going to go first at 23 because we don't want to put all our cards on the table before Thursday comes along, right? No. So stick around. We have much more to talk about. Who do you like at 23 if they stay, and who your wish list if they trade? Stick around.